Hi there, Dr. Carlos Todd here, back with another video on how to fight less, love more. So what are we talking about today? How do you create real lasting change in your relationship? And this is something that it's a topic that's actually very close to my heart. I've been a therapist for 25 years now, and I have seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of couples and thousands of individuals over the years. And change is something that fascinates me, partially because I'm in the business of change, but change is its own animal, and oftentimes we don't really think about how it works. So when conflicts arise and when they're persistent in a relationship, couples come to me, what they're asking for is that we want to change our situation. We want something better. We want a better life. I can't deal with this anymore. I want to do something different. If you're really going to make change in your relationship, I think it's important to understand the nature of change, right? Understand that conflicts are really about hurt, they're about grief, they're about loss, they're about fear, and you really need to be able to tap into these things. So let's think about this, right? Change is something that is ever present. Our bodies change, our careers change, our lives of our children change, the world around us is changing. So change is this constant thing that's there, that presents itself. You, me, we all have to deal with it. But specifically in relationships, one of the things that I do is that I ask questions about how couples themselves perceive, understand, and experience change. And it is something that, when you really begin to kind of hear the stories, you get a pretty clear understanding of what is happening. So when I ask couples, especially who are in conflict, have you or your partner try things that you think the other person hasn't noticed or the other person has ignored? And it is oftentimes very surprising to hear, the thoughts of or actual attempts to do something to re-engage in the relationship, and they're not seen. So I wanted to send a nice text, or I said good morning, or I asked, hey, you want something to eat, which in itself is kind of funny. Did you have a good day? It's a way of trying to open the interaction. But a lot of times these relationships are filled with so much tension, but that they can't see that this is an attempt, a repair attempt, in effect, according to John Gottman. And these repair attempts are happening, and they're seeds. And each time one of those seeds is planted, your partner comes by and crushes them. And then people argue, you never try, you never do anything, because they don't understand that if you take, for example, a desire for like physical connection, like a hug, believe it or not, the idea of going to your partner and doing like this, hey, give me a hug, can feel too risky. Your partner may come sit next to you or come and stand in the same room as you, or they come in close to you like that, but they don't take the risk of, hey, just give me a hug. And so how you respond to coming in the room, so your partner comes in the room and you're like, well, why are you in here? Right? And they're like, oh, never mind, forget it. So that's a seed that was crushed. And my experience is that this stuff happens over and over and over again, these small attempts that get crushed, and so the relationship stays in a stalemate. And so what I tell couples is really understand and respect the game, right? Respect the fact that repair attempts are being made, and that you're either not seeing them or you're not valuing them for what they are. So if you want to make real change in your relationship, you need to be able to identify and be open to these repair attempts, so that the idea is that when a repair attempt is accepted, over time, people take more emotional risk and the connection starts to build. But if the seeds are crushed every time, you really have nothing. So for the purposes of this video, I want you to be able to ask a question to your partner. Hey, have there been things that you've done to try to reach out to me or connect with me that I just have not seen? And if they say that these things are attempts to repair, believe them. And that's your beginning. That's the thing that you hold on to start that process of either recovery, reconnection, or building more. So that's in effect how you build that change. In other videos, I'll talk about kind of the models around change and that kind of stuff. Understand that change comes with resistance, is just part of the deal, and so on. And so we'll have that discussion, we'll have that conversation in other videos. But for the most part, in this conversation here, just ask the question, have there been things or times where you've reached out to your partner to connect with them, or they've reached out to you to connect with you, and you just didn't see it, or somehow you rejected it without you? So that's your homework. Thank you for watching this particular video. As always, each of these videos are part of a model or system that I've created called the Fight Plan, and there's a link below to the book. Remember, my book, The Fight Plan, is not just a book. There are online interactive activities that are free for you to access. And so I want you to kind of get a copy of my book, because I do talk about the nature of change in much more detail in the book itself. Get a copy of my book. The links are below. I will see you in the next video. You take care, and bye-bye.